Hey guys, this is Irie StarCraft and I'm back to cast a 3v3 match, and this one will be on the Biolab, which is a map that I may not have ever cast a game on yet. Nothing jumps out at me. I don't remember ever casting a game on this map, so I'm looking forward to that, as this is a map I've played on quite a bit. And maybe I'll talk a little bit about the map in a minute, but for now I'm going to introduce the players. And on the bottom team we have MaGiCiaN, the red Zerg, and his teammate MnMVadar, the blue Terran, and their teammate MasterAsia, the teal Zerg. So we do have a ZZT on the bottom team, and something to note, these three guys on the bottom team are all very, very highly ranked Master League 1v1 players. None of them are huge team game players, so this is an interesting matchup. I don't know why. This reminds me of like the Miami Heat right now, where you have all these great individual stars and you put them together, and we'll see what you get. Because right now the Heat are kind of all over the place. I really, really want to talk some trash on the Heat, but I can't because they are 2-0 against the Lakers. So I'm going to refrain from doing that. And even though I would love to see a matchup LA and Miami in the finals, that is enough NBA rambling for me, as I'm going to introduce the other team, and it will be MooSe, the purple Terran, and MooSe's teammate will be Jinkad, who is getting a pretty quick spawning pool there, actually nearly completing that spawning pool already, and he is the orange Zerg, and their teammate will be Inverted, the yellow Protoss. So both of these teams are range teams. No, this aren't any random stuff. It's just that, like, the bottom team, they haven't played that many games. They're like 60 and 15 or something like that. And MooSe's team is, I forget, I know they're Diamond. It's pretty high. They've played about the same amount of games. Like, neither of these teams have played enough games to really get a take on where they should be, but they're probably both, you know, Master League level teams if they had actually played enough games. But regardless, all that being said, this should be interesting to see some of these guys on the bottom, like MasterAsia and MnMVadar. I think that a lot of us have seen some of their games cast on other broadcasting channels, ones that do more 1v1s than I do. So it'll be interesting to see them all in a team setting. As this map, the Biolab, it's pretty rush favorable, as most of the team maps are rush favorable for the most part. But this map, it's not that far a rush distance. The expansions are pretty difficult to defend. I mean, they're pretty far from your main base. The one thing though is that they're close together, so if you rally your troops, you know, and stuff out there to the middle, you can be in pretty good shape. As it looks like Jinkad is actually going to get 6 of his Zerglings right in the middle line for MaGiCiaN. MaGiCiaN is forced to run his drones. He's actually bringing them all the way out here. Very interesting there from MaGiCiaN. I'm surprised that he's not running his drones around in a circle, at least, but because now his queen is going to be completely exposed. And oh man, MaGiCiaN making a huge blunder here. Jinkad is able to come in here, delay all this mining, even kill the queen when it pops out, and all he has now is 2 Zerglings. So wow, I'm surprised that MaGiCiaN should have, I could safely say that MaGiCiaN should have used his drones to fight as soon as the queen came out, but that is just, you know, hindsight is 20/20, and everybody makes mistakes. So I'm sure, you know, if anyone thinks that I'm wrong about that and he made the right call, go ahead and post and tell me I'm an idiot, because I've heard it before plenty of times. As a spine crawler is going down in the back of Jinkad's mineral line, and that is something I always forget to do when I am Zerg, is I'm like, oh man, I really just harassed the crap out of that guy. Like, I did such a great job harassing him. Where the hell is this spine crawler? Is MasterAsia going to send a spine crawler all the way over to MaGiCian's base? What are they doing? These guys, I swear to God, this is some craziness right now. And MnMVadar, meanwhile, is got Hellions on the way. He is researching the Infernal Pre-Igniter, doing a reactor swap on that factory to get mass Hellions. So MnMVadar is going to be going for mass Hellions, and MasterAsia is actually going for roaches. So surprise there, and MaGiCiaN is going for nothing except a second hatchery. And a bunch of Zerglings here in the middle, as he has been in quite a bit of trouble there from that initial harassment. And it looks like the probe is coming out from Inverted to throw down a proxy pylon. A lot of Zerglings are on the field for Jinkad, going to start playing some cat and mouse with MaGiCiaN. Zerglings here, and oh, but MooSe has 4 Hellions of his own, and those Hellions are going to torch up the lesser number of Hellions from MnMVadar. But again, MnMVadar, the Infernal Pre-Igniter is nearly complete. He is producing Hellions at 3 at a time. And so once that Infernal Pre-Igniter is done, he is going to have a very powerful army. However, can Jinkad and MooSe do enough damage before that occurs? It looks like they are doing quite a bit of damage. These Hellions are chasing the drones around, trying to roast them up. And now MnMVadar does have Infernal Pre-Igniter completed, so he is doing a ton of damage, really killing those Zerglings and Hellions extremely quickly with that Infernal Pre-Igniter. And so what is MooSe going to be able to do to counter that? He is going to be going for Banshees, as we see the first Banshee on the way. And Inverted's like, oh man, this proxy pylon, he actually was able to cancel that proxy pylon there at the last possible second, as there is a lot of roaches out now for MasterAsia, and the Infernal Pre-Igniter Hellions for MnMVadar. This is going to be very, very tough to deal with for the top team. And, excuse me there, as here comes a bunch of Hellions with Infernal Pre-Igniter just torching Jinkad Zerglings. Look how many Zerglings are dying here right now. Oh my god, he is in serious trouble, as now MaGiCiaN does have Zerglings of his own to help protect these Hellions. And now there is one Spinecrawler in the back of the mineral line, but is it going to be enough? I do not think so, as this Hellion, there's a second Spinecrawler coming down that is going to do a lot of damage. The Hellions will be able to force these drones off the line and get a few kills there, as there are roaches even on or in the base from MasterAsia. But Inverted his 4-gate, it looked like, I'm assuming he did a 4-gate, is starting to kick in right now, as a lot of Stalkers are coming in to reinforce this. The Stalkers are going to make quick work of this roaches. It looked like if they're microed properly, need to worry about some of these low life Stalkers, but Jinkad with a bunch of more Zerglings popping out is going to be able to surround those roaches and clean that up. But Jinkad really hurting. He needs to borrow some minerals, because I think he is completely out of drones right now. And the Banshees, meanwhile, for MooSe have been into the main of MasterAsia, trying to throw down a Spore Crawler. That is not going to happen. The Banshees, so clutch. MasterAsia is actually burrowing his drones here. He does have the lair on the way, but he doesn't have enough minerals to make an Overseer. He needs to have these drones turn in their minerals so he can make the Overseer. But even if he makes the Overseer, will he be able to do anything about it? All there are Hellions and Zerglings on the field. So this actually, now the Queen is starting to focus down the Banshees. One Banshee does go down. Will this Banshee be able to kill the lair before the Queen kills the Banshee? Yes, the lair falls, and the Banshee, the damage has been done. There is another Banshee here even now. So MooSe, he doesn't even need cloaking. As why was I ranting about Overseers there earlier when he doesn't even have cloaking on the Banshees? He just needs some kind of anti-air, which is this Queen, and he can't do anything about it. So those Banshees are just being super, super annoying. And now look at Inverted. He has 1,000,000 Stalkers going to continue the harass on MaGiCiaN's base, who has been behind ever since the beginning of this game when Jinkad Zerglings forced him to pull his drones off the line. And now the Zerglings are going to try and get a surround on these Stalkers. Inverted is going to sacrifice that one Stalker to try and get a better positioning. And desperation time for MaGiCiaN, because he has brought all his Queens off here trying to transfuse each other. There are a couple of Banshees joining in this battle on the side of Inverted, but actually there are quite a lot of Zerglings here. These Stalkers need to start fighting back on these Zerglings, quit running around, and start fighting, as here comes the Zealots to reinforce, and that is going to kill off those Zerglings. So here come the Hellions for MooSe, going to roast up all of these drones. At the same time, there's still a Banshee over here, and am I missing some kind of harassment? Because right now the top team in very, very good shape, as there's even a Zealot for Inverted just chilling out here with 12 hit points and a bunch of shields. But this hatchery is going to go down finally for MaGiCiaN, and he is going to be screwed. And MasterAsia is screwed. Excuse me there. As there's one Thor now for MnMVadar, and it is MnMVadar against the world, as he has been forced to stop producing those Hellions, even though he did so much damage with that Infernal Pre-Igniter on those Hellions. He can't do anything against the Banshees, so he has to get some kind of anti-air. So he's getting some Marines and some Thors, and it's almost like he's just feigning with these bunkers here, as he has them rallied. This one rallied to this one, with only one Marine in each bunker, going to scare away the Hellions from MooSe. And so really there's not much that MnMVadar can do. He's just going to be biding time right here. And because it is now a 3-on-1, and he doesn't have any kind of drop going on. He does have a medevac on the way, so he's probably going to try and do some sort of dropship, because he needs to try and eat into the economy of some of these guys. But at this level of play, when it becomes a 3-on-1, there's pretty much nothing that can be done, because everybody is smart enough to get the counter technologies to whatever comes out. So We'll see though, there are 4 siege tanks out, and siege tanks can do quite a bit of damage if positioned properly, and they have pretty good positioning right now for MnMVadar. And MasterAsia even trying to use his overlords here to absorb some shots from these stalkers. Look at that. Stalkers not being microed are shooting at the overlords, need to be moving up here and shooting these siege tanks, which finally they're going to do. Banshees though on the way are shooting at the siege tanks, but the Marines are going to take them out, and the stalkers getting a little bit close here, trying to force the splash damage on their own units, but actually, wow, MnMVadar is able to press. So pretty nice micro right there from MnMVadar just to make it out there, and he even still has 2 siege tanks to boot. So he did throw down a second orbital command. Will he be trying to lift that off and get another base going? As there's continued harass now from Jinkad sending some Zerglings. So actually MnMVadar is going to try and press out with what he has here, but he won't be able to do much with only 1 tank, as MooSe now has a bunch of Marauders, and those Marauders are going to spell disaster for this army, I believe. But hey, I counted him out already, and I was wrong the first time. So we'll see. Can this siege tank do enough splash damage to these Marauders? The Marines are positioned pretty nicely defending it, though. The Marauders easily sniping off that siege tank, and now actually MnMVadar is doing some dropship micro with his Thor to keep it alive here and make sure he can keep it firing. But it looks like the Thor is going to fall, and there are 3 dropships here trying to heal. Excuse me again. Wow, I don't know what is going on with me right now. I've got this tickle in my nose, and it is making me like get all stuffy and yawn and be all weird. So, but anyway, this game was pretty exciting, and it's fun. It's really cool to see players like MnMVadar, MasterAsia, and MaGiCiaN play in a 3v3 game, because they're all really high level 1v1 Master League players, and it just goes to show that, you know, team games, they're a totally different animal. Team games are a completely different animal, and a lot of other casters and a lot of the top 1v1 players will want to discredit how much team games mean, and you know, that's fine, whatever floats your boat. If you love 1v1s, you love 1v1s, and more power to you. I know there's like more 1v1 tournaments, and you can win money playing 1v1s and whatnot, but honestly, most of us are just in it for fun, and we love the team games. This is a little bit of a, I sort of ranted on this before a while back, when I got tired of Husky constantly. I love Husky, he's totally my favorite commentator, but I got tired of him with his ranting about team games, and how every time Husky casts a team game, it's like him playing in a team game, and the level of play is just ridiculously low. Like, I don't think Husky's played enough team games to be like in the Diamond League or something, because he'll be like, oh yeah, I want to see a Husky play in a 4v4, and then you look at his teammates and like, they have no idea what they're doing. So it's just not the same, you know. You know, you can sit there and say team games, they're just for funsies and whatever, and that's fine if you feel that way about it. But I prefer to watch team games that are played at an extremely high level, and it turns out that when you start getting into Diamond and Master Leagues in the 2v2s, 3v3s, and 4v4s, they actually are played at a pretty high level, and a lot of the strategies are quite different than the 1v1s. So anyway, that is enough just general BSing about that stuff. This game was sent to me by MooSe. Thank you, MooSe. Actually, MooSe, I think I may have played against you before, or with or against you a few times in some random team games. So I'm definitely excited that you're checking out my channel and that you like it, and I'm looking forward to some more really good replays from you, as this game was pretty fun to watch, and it did drag on a little bit at the end, but that was just because it looked like MnMVadar wanted to see how much he could kill before he finally died. So that is going to do it for me. This is Irie StarCraft, and peace out.